particularly new, but I do believe he's coming to new heights as a player, making his first big splashes in the scene. Like, I think he's been around since at least like 2015, I want to say.
It was definitely his first appearance in GSL.
Yeah. Yeah, was it actually his first? I don't know.
I think that's what Tastosis was saying.
Okay, anyway, in the bottom right-hand side of the map, we have got Zoun.
And in the top left, it is Bomber. He's back, everybody.
Yeah, it's exciting to see that we've still got Bomber kicking around, doing his thing, making it to the GSL. He's made it back. He's made it a few times since he came back to pro gaming. He's playing in like the China Team League and things like that. So he's still rather active. Yeah, and clearly by coming out to a Freak of World, he's ready to step up to the plate.
Mm-hmm. So Aki had some hurricane trivia for us. Apparently, it was an Australian weatherman who came up with the idea to use female names. And he said, "Two in a hurricane has caused enough death and destruction. Its name is retired from the list of names never to be used again."
Oh. That's interesting. I find it odd that they'd ever reuse a name for a hurricane.
Yeah, you think there'd be enough names, but
yeah,
maybe not. Actually, I'm trying to think. Hurricane Andrew hit Florida in like the 90s, early 90s, and killed a lot of people.
Oh.
And I remember that one. That's a dude's name. So I don't know why that defied convention. I need to look into that. Maybe Aki knows.
Well, I think...
Anyway.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. Unfortunately, we don't have a hurricane in Starcraft in this tournament anymore, but...
We do not. It would have been nice.
Oh, well. We do have Zoun, who's rocking the cool skins.
Yeah! Look at that Cybercore spinning. It looks like a fidget spinner.
Yeah.
Something my kid would have had.
Yeah, you can tell that you've got kids.
Yeah, for sure. Man, it went from like, if you went to Walmart to get a fidget spinner, they had them locked up in the back. It went from that to like just boxes full of them you could get at the front door within like 6 months. It was a super fast fad.
Yeah. I went into like a store and like the lady just randomly gave me fidget spinners. It wasn't even a store that you'd expect to have fidget spinners. It was like it was like a tourist attraction, basically. I was away for the weekend, just like browsing and stuff in this shop, like this seaside shop with like a bunch of random knickknacks and stuff. And as I'm going to check out, I think I bought like a birthday present for my brother or a Christmas present or something like that. It was, the lady's like, "You want a free fidget spinner with that?" I was like, sure.
I guess so. These were $5 once upon a time.
And now they're not worth the material used to make them.
No. Yeah, definitely a lot of retailers made or purchased a lot of fidget spinners and then were left holding the bag very suddenly. True.
It's hard for them to keep up with the trends these days.
It is.
Alright, anyway, we have got Bomber going for a pretty conventional build. Wouldn't mind drop. Just a usual Terran opening. Getting up an eBay already is pretty interesting, I'll say. Actually, rather interesting. Like, is he going to start +1, or is this just for safety turrets, or what?
I'm assuming +1.
Yeah.
I had to guess.
It seems interesting, though, getting an eBay for +1 before you've got, like, your racks, which you're going to build stim on yet.
Yeah.
Or a second racks going.
It's just turrets. Check that out.
Yeah. Wow, look at that. Bomber just playing it very safe. Even getting a Raven. What happened to Bomber on ladder, guys? That he's like, all right, we're going to play this one safe.
Something terrible must be killing him.
Alright, yeah, Raven, turret. He does go for a third CC, so it kind of makes sense playing it safe. The third 5 minutes reasonably timed. No +1 starting just yet, but I imagine we'll see that soon. There we go, the extra rack's going. And okay, all is well in Bomberland. Just getting that eBay slightly quicker to have a turret, but wait, he never actually went for the turret. He canceled the turret just to get his Raven. Anyway, Zoun putting the pressure on. Four-gate blink here from the Protoss player, putting pressure on Bomber. Bomber's got a siege tank out. Zoun puts one stalker forward to bait out that shot, but there's not a single Marine in the bunker to help out. That's a rather large mistake from the Terran. Bomber gonna save the bunker by repairing it, get some Marines right on into that. Still taking quite a bit of damage here.
Are you seeing lag?
No lag on my end.
So weird. I'm seeing crazy lag.
All
right.
Bizarre.
Yep.
All right, Bomber, he's got like a Marauder. He doesn't have stim yet. With this bio, the Marauder's gone. I think he's actually just going to die to this 4-gate blink play.
It doesn't look good when the Stalkers are moving into your guys like this. Marauder gets picked off. Marines are going to do all right here.
SCVs have been pulled. The Raven tosses down another auto turret. So Bomber does stay alive. He's got a starport, so he can fire up medivacs, and medivacs are a big part of being able to hold on against, because then you can stim, then you can heal up those units and trade out against the blink stalkers. But till then, it's going to be a little bit concerning for Bomber, and he's just losing Marauder after Marauder, but to the great micro of Zoun. He's lost 5 SCVs. He's going to be losing at least a few more trying to hold on, and the stalker count's really just starting to snowball here. More SCVs need to be pulled because these stalkers are really at critical mass. A blink on top of the Terran happens. Looks like with the +1 now finishing and stim pack that Zoun will be repelled. 16 SCVs dying in the process, however.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice you're not dead here, Bomber, but it's also not nice that you're down in worker count pretty substantially right now.
Yeah, this got a lot of damage done for Zoun. He's now got a Colossus on the way behind this.
Because he knows it's mostly Marines right now for Bomber.
Yeah, Bomber in a rather tough position. Is Zoun going to warp in more Stalkers or Zealots, maybe, just to keep the pressure going? Zealots, indeed, yeah.
I don't see why not.
Why not, indeed. Bomber's going to try and chase after these Stalkers. He does have Concussive Shell on the Marauders. He's had enough of Stalker shenanigans, but uh-oh, in comes Zealots all of a sudden into his main base.
Hate that. Nobody likes Zealots warping into their base, I tell you
it's a bad feeling no matter what race you play in. But wait, there's more, says Zoun. Bomber's... Is he just going for it?
He's just pulling the boys.
He's had enough. He realizes how much trouble he's in this game, but he's pulling the boys against a Protoss. He's going to have out 2 Colossus. Is building 3 shield batteries. This is looking like a bit of a bop.
Yeah, the Zealots are still doing damage in Bomber's main base, which is terrible. Like, the Colossus alone are going to hold this. Really no problem at all.
Yeah, the Colossus and the shield batteries are going to be able to hold this. Like, Bomber is in big trouble. Zoun sees this coming. There's barely any bio out on the map with this.
There's 2 Marauders. Okay, just kidding. 4 Marauders. All right. Okay, more than I thought. Double.
Oh, gosh.
The shield
this ain't going to be
batteries,
pretty. Bomber's going for it. There can be force fields tossed down there. We see it. There's no way these Colossus can be targeted down underneath all these shield batteries. Bomber is done. GG gets called, and Zoun slams Bomber in game number 1.
Yeah, some pretty standard Blinkstalker opening into expanding behind it, into more Blinkstalkers, and to hold the counterattack. That was that strategy.
That was really well executed by Zoun, and that might be the way this series is going to look. As Zoun's looking really good at the minute. Bomber, he's looking pretty much like Bomber has looked the past...
Since he's come back?
Yeah, since he's come back, basically.
Yeah.
No flare, really. And then falling to Protoss, or falling to players you'd consider better, and at this point, yeah, I'd say Zoun is the better player. So Bomber's going to have to do something.
Wave Pusher, I just used that code for Matcherino. AW63 totally worked for me.
He said password. Is he trying to like join the player pool or something?
It's a coupon code. So you click donate, and there's a option in there for coupon code. You put AW63 into there, and that tosses free money. Also, a key mentioned previously, there's a survey in there that's like 6 questions that throws a whole $1 into the prize pool.
That's
so
pretty
if
cool.
you just have, 10, 30 seconds or so, you can do that too.
I see Somnicron chipped in $20 to the prize pool. Thank you very much for doing that.
Thanks, Somicron.
I'm sure the players love seeing that.
Gotta support Bomber. He was trying to join the tournament.
Okay.
Figured it out. We got there. Yep.
All right. In the bottom left-hand side of the map, he kind of just got rolled there. It's Bomber. Let's see if he can bring it back.
And in the top right, you may have not have heard of him before today, but you probably should know his name. It's Zoun.
Players are talking about how like the Protoss pool is getting a little bit thinner, as in the Korean scene with some players retiring and stuff upcoming. And so Zoun's a guy to keep an eye on who's going to hold down the fort with how good he's looking.
Probe heading out. Not sure if there are any shenanigans in mind here, but definitely coming for at least some scouting purposes.
He's probably going to tase some poor SCV.
Man, when I think Zoun, I think for a while it's going to remind me of the game that he had against Maru. Did you see that at GSL?
Yeah, I did.
Where he cannon rushes Maru. Maru has to like abandon his main base and wins anyway. It is one of the strangest cannon rush failures I've ever seen. Maru only held it because he's a wizard. Like, Zoun had him dead to rights, and then somehow he was okay. It was very strange. Like, I think he'd even lost his barracks. That is how nuts it was. Anyway. So that's your claim to fame, Zoun. Also, beating Special was pretty nice at GSL.
Yeah. Because Zoun made it to the round of 16, didn't he? Or just barely not?
The second group stage, and then he got knocked out.
Yeah, round of 16.
Oh, you're right. That is the round of 16. It's always weird when it's a group stage instead of like a playoff format. But yes, correct. The 16. Adept finishing up here from Zoun. Going to move that across, see what damage can get done. Warp gate on the way. Safety bunker coming up. I mean, I guess you ask what happened to Bomber on ladder to where he went for the turret and went for the Raven, and the answer was Blinkstalkers, I bet.
Yeah. That was honestly just a really poor management from Bomber.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hey, the Protoss is Blinkstalkers in my main base. I'm going to pull everything from my natural, not have a single Marine in my bunker. Like, I know you need as much as you can to try and defend. Good save on that Marine, by the way. I know you need as much as you can to defend against that, but then just positioning a siege tank with nothing to cover it and not anticipating the Stalkers bouncing to the natural.
Right.
That's kind of a thing they teach in Terran 101.
The Stalkers will go to your natural.
Yes. Yeah, the Protoss isn't just going to be like, gee, by golly, he pushed me away from his main base. I'll just go home and cry now. No.
Nope.
If they got Stalkers, they're going to use them. It was also kind of notable in that last game that the Widowmine drop really didn't get anything done.
Yeah, I got one probe. It was extremely well held.
Whenever like a Protoss or whatever loses just like one probe to a Widowmine drop or something, I just think of the Carbot cartoon, just where the Protoss just literally just throws one of the workers right at the Widowmine,
picks it up by the leg and just goes. Huh!
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Just kind of yeets the probe into the mine. This
Here's
poor
your
sacrificial
sacrifice.
probe.
Yeah. Well, guess what? We're trying it again.
Yep.
Robotics Bay coming in from Zoun, maybe for them Colossus again. They worked pretty well in game 1.
That is a shark pit. Don't drop those mines. Okay, Bomber. Bomber does not drop those mines, but...
Oh my gosh.
Alright.
Oh, goodbye everything. Wow. Hey, Protoss. Yep, struggle against Warp Prison, or Widow Mine drops. That's how you do.
Just park 5 Adepts at your natural base, and then have a bunch of Phoenix waiting to cover your main.
Exactly.
Delay your third base by a minute.
Yep, totally. Totally worth it, though.
Now, these Adepts are crossing the map. Bomber's got a solid wall, though. And there's really no way that this position will be broken. We see double turret up for Bomber. He's like, oh, ho, ho.
You have Phoenix, eh?
Bomber's loving his turrets today.
I mean, they're doing good things.
I like it. I really like it.
Yeah.
In come the Phoenix towards the net, towards the main, getting shoot away. Bomber's got the third on the way.
Extended Thermal Lance on the way from Zoun. He really wants these Colossus.
Phoenix Colossus, pretty good style.
Viking production has begun. I don't know if it's Viking production as much as it is a Viking at this point, though.
Viking singular.
Let's see, we go Medivacs here then? Probably. Yep, Medivac 1, Medivac 2.
Bomber does have his third base done now. I guess one of the bright sides about this style is that you can probably move out to secure this base as soon as possible, really, as Bomber, once that Orbital's done. Because it's not like, I don't think that Protoss is going to hit like a 3-base Colossus Phoenix timing.
Right.
Like, he's got to wait at least for charge to get done to join up with this, so Bomber can probably feel safe to move out for this. And Bomber does have quite a nice force now. He's going to have Stim to go with this soon. There's that base. Going to be moving over.
Wow. Phoenix getting some value.
Yeah.
Single Viking says, get out of here and don't come back.
Viking, parentheses, singular.
Yes. Enough to scare those Phoenix away, along with his Marine buddies.
Stim's now done, +1's done. Combat shield's on the way. Bomber maybe can start putting a bit of pressure on the Protoss player now. Of course, you've got to be careful against the Phoenix. But at the same time, you really don't want to just sit back at home and build up against a Protoss player.
Right.
Like, I know some players are really confident in the late game right now. Like, some Terran players, like Clem, he's got no sweat going into the late game against Protoss. Like, I guess Maru's pretty confident. Then there's other Terrans who seem to be more well-versed in it. I don't think Bomber's going to be one of those guys who'll be like, yeah, sure, I'll throw up a 4th base right away. I think he is going to try and feel like he needs to get something done. Play the more classic TvP style.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, it used to be Heart of the Swarm, early Legacy of the Void, like a 3-base Terran. It was just a terrifying prospect. They were going to get a big army. They were going to be constantly resupplying it. If you have good micro, you just have enough good trade capabilities to kill most people with 3 bases. It's obviously changed since then, but I think that's what Bomber's most comfortable with.
Yeah, we do see him throwing up this 4th base, which is actually pleasantly surprising to me, him going for this.
Yeah.
He does have to deal with this Protoss army now that's coming towards him, though, and he pretty much just has bio to deal with this. So he's going to need a very good surround, and he can potentially get that coming in from all angles. However, he's got such a huge portion of his army to the north that he cannot fight yet till that joins up with this. Now it's coming in, but it's actually very delayed. That was quite a disjointed fight from Bomber, and he's taken big swipes from the Colossus. Really not a good fight from the Terran player here, as Zoun is just looking to push through, go for a rather straightforward attack and just kill the Terran.
Yeah, all the medevacs are getting picked off, and that's it, man. Zoun looking good.
Yeah, like, I'm not sure why Bomber had those units stimming towards the north, like what that was, but...
Yeah, where were they going?
Yeah, I don't know. That was not a good fight at all for Bomber. Watching it come through again. Alright, next map will be Oxide. Let's get these players in, see if Bomber can bring it back.
Mm-hmm. Oxide, which means rust. Oxidation is the process that makes metal rust.
Falcon over here spitting facts. And in the top right-hand side of the map, we have got Bomber representing Team GP.
And in the bottom left, you know him now. He is Zoun. The thing is, okay, there are some like rusty metal construction doodads all over the place if you look for them.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, so like, where am I? Like at the third base, if you just go right from Zoun, you got the two... I
The
guess you can see 'em.
domes?
Yeah, where the SCV is. They're
Yeah.
all rusted up and stuff.
Okay. So it's iron oxide.
Yeah.
Zoun a little bit, being a little bit cautious, checking for proxies. Instead, Bomber just went right for an eBay block to be a pain. And Zoun's actually not going to see this till he goes for his expo. So this is actually quite nice. There we go. Now he sees it, and he's going to like, dang it. SCV finishing up that eBay as much as Bomber really can. This is nice for Bomber. I like it.
Yeah, eBay blocks. Fine. Zealot hacking away at the eBay. Very displeased with his lot in life. He doesn't want to exist this early in a PvT. Might as well move out and do something, though.
You're right about that. He says, oh boy, I hope I don't run into a Reaper. And which he won't. The Reaper's going around. Bomber... Is he actually going to have anything to stop this? Like, the reactor takes years to build, so 12 seconds on the clock before he can make a couple of Marines.
I mean, the Zealot's not that fast. No, he's here, though.
Yeah.
So
the Marines can start now for Bomber, but this will be delayed a little bit. And it's not so much the Zealot that's the problem, it's the Adept that shows up after the Zealot.
Yes.
So this SCV is like, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Lift! Or don't lift, that's fine,
Oh, he
too.
can actually get the Adept. This is actually good for Bomber.
And, and he's... No, the SCV... Ooh, oh, 2 SCVs go down. That's a decent trade. That wasn't too bad. Yeah, delays the natural, kills 2 SCVs, loses 1 Adept. I think that's a fair trade for sure.
Yeah, he can also get the Zealot as long as he micros this right. So
The Zealot micro's amazing.
yeah, I honestly think that this is okay if not good for Bomber. Got that CC done, and he's actually got a 3rd CC just about to finish up too, which is crazy.
I support it.
Delays the Protoss natural with an eBay block, gets up his own natural, and then gets up a crazy quick 3rd.
Yeah, I don't know that I've seen a Terran really get punished for going super fast third before, no matter what they're playing. So I think more Terrans should do it, to be honest.
I dig it. We see Bomber. He's going to spot the Twilight Council. No blink has started just yet off that. We'll see if he's going to be like, DTs. And yes, he does. There's the eBay on the way. Probably was going to get that anyway because of his bio play. He wants the +1. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Bomber throw up a turret at all.
No. Turrets are good units. Good for many, many reasons.
Yeah, but if we do look at Zoun, like, he doesn't have a lot of... his tech seems late and everything from the opening. He's getting up his third base now, but Bomber's third's already done. So I really do like this position for Bomber.
Yeah, I mean, every metric looks like he's doing just fine.
And the Mad Lad is actually going to move out on the map and attack? This seems rather bold. It's going to be scouted by this hallucinated Phoenix. I think this is going to give Zoun the heads up that he needs. He's going to warp in a couple more Stalkers. Yeah, Bomber decides to turn around. I do appreciate that he's doing this.
Yeah, just playing it safer.
Mm-hmm. I think going in there would have been a mistake. But he is being rather active with his Bioforce out on the map. Making more Marines, more Marauders. Doesn't have a factory up yet. Actually a very delayed factory, so it's going to be a long time before he gets up Medivacs. And he actually throws up his 4th and 5th barracks before he gets up his factory.
I like it.
So that's actually just going to be a lot of bio production. The bio, though, it now stims. It's not able to catch those Stalkers. And we do see Bomber have to go on home. He hasn't started up Concussive Shell either, so there we go. Now we see it. Now he'll be able to tag those Stalkers, which is a must.
Yeah, there's this tiny window where Stalkers can kind of trade with Bio, and then that window closes real fast.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that Zoun's trying to get some pressure on now, because in about 3 or 4 minutes, that is not happening with Stalkers.
Yeah, the window really exists until the Terran gets up the Medivacs to heal up the Bio.
Yeah.
And Bomber's Medivacs are quite a ways away still, since he did get that factory very late. Stalker's now coming in towards his third base. Going to be able to target down those mules. 1, 2, pretty much fresh mules. It's going to cost Zoun a Stalker or 2. 3 Stalkers, 4 Stalkers. So actually an alright trade for Bomber. He's going to be able to even tag another 1 or 2. So that's pretty good. This is an alright trade for Bomber. Yeah, that was 6 dead Stalkers for 4 Marauders, 15 Marines. Still alright for Zoun. He got the mules too.
All right, Medivac production on its way quite nicely.
Bomber using his factory as a spotter, kind of saying no mines for me, so probably just strict bio.
Indeed.
That's pretty much how you can sum up this game. I think Bomber should probably be going for an attack here soon. I think he's got a very, very hefty amount of bio. Zoun currently has just 2 Colossus, but once that gets up to 3, it really becomes hard to fight Colossus with just bio. And so, we see Bomber. He goes for a 4th base, though. I find that really interesting.
Yeah.
Like, the opening was pretty good for Bomber, I think. But he's given Zoun so much time that the opening is not really too significant at this point in the game.
Yeah, Zoun's looking pretty darn good here.
Mm-hmm.
His economy is super healthy. He's got a bunch of Colossus. He's working on upgrades. Introducing some disruptors into the mix now. I like that. We'll see how Bomber's splits are right now.
Yeah, disruptors are interesting. I mean, you got the 3 Colossus. May as well get some more use out of that Robo. Make something that can't be countered by Vikings. Like, what's Bomber's plan here? He's not moving out. But he's not going into libs. He doesn't have siege tanks or anything. He's got 2-2 on the way, no ghosts. Like, it seems so odd. Like, is he just going to try and pull the Protoss apart? He's attacking on in towards this bottom right location. He's going to have to retreat with this bio. However, he's got this force on the left side. So I guess his plan is just to have 2 significant bio armies out on the map and then try and split the Protoss up.
Yeah, see what happens.
I mean, yeah, I guess this can work out for him.
Oh, I was kind of merging, though.
Yeah, he's making his bio blob into a larger bio blob. And that just means bigger targets for disruptors. Bigger lines of bio for the Colossus to swipe. There's another Nova going out. Bomber's going to charge on in. But I don't know how I feel about this. Disruptor Nova gets a huge connection on the Marines.
Huge hit.
Bomber's just charging head on in with his bio. He's kiting back against the Zealots, kiting away from the Disruptors, but the Disruptors are getting big connections. And most of the army is still alive for Zoun. Like, yes, his Zealot buffer's gone, but his Colossus are swiping away. More Zealots being warped on in. This did not work out for Bomber. Surprise, surprise.
What the heck killed 3 probes?
That is the question. Maybe they were dragged into the fight or transitioning between the bases.
Maybe? Yeah.
But yeah, like this ain't it, Bomber. Like, he's got a very good economy. He's getting up a 4th base. And now he's going for a big drop. Okay, I dig this. But Zoun is moving to intercept. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about this. There's going to be the big drop for Bomber, but it gets pushed away.
Good scan.
Yeah. Definitely worth the scan.
Yeah. A blind drop in there would have been the worst possible thing.
Okay,
for Warp Prism speed upgrade here is Zoun. Really going into late game PPT right now.
Okay, now Bomber throws up a Fusion Core. He's getting a +1, a Starport. So he is going to be going into Liberators as his choice.
Or Battle Cruisers.
Could be, could be.
And how many Stalkers are there?
Probably
14.
not gonna be, but could be.
I mean, not a lot of this shoots up is the problem.
Yeah, but Zoun can just warp in more Stalkers.
It's true. He's got a lot of gateways.
He does, actually. He's got 10 gateways.
Yeah.
I guess one thing that Bomber's doing right now is making it hard for Zoun to get up a 5th base he might want to. And Bomber's maxed out. He's building up this big supply. There's the Dark Shrine on the way for Zoun, though. And Dark Shrine it's really all a Protoss needs in order to fell a Terran. Like, this is going good for Bomber right now. God, that Disruptor hit. Oh, God. Oh, God. That was a Disruptor hit followed by another killer Disruptor hit. Oh, that was disgusting.
Yeah, the Disruptor connections are way too good right now for Bomber to win this game. I mean, it's not over, but they add up, man.
Yeah. That ain't it. And Bomber hasn't made any ghosts.
Okay, target fired down some disruptors there. That was awesome.
That was pretty good, yeah. In come more disruptors. Zoun actually kind of dropping the ball, not firing those right away, but Zealots come in for a surround. The Colossus are still alive.
The disruptor count just got dropped to nothing. And sure, Bomber's retreating, but he's up 80 to 59 army supply right now. A lot of that's medevacs, yes. But he's making more Marauders, more Marines back home, getting the... Oh, why can't I think of the name for it? The Liberator Extended Range upgrade. Advanced Ballistics.
I think Zoun's fine here, honestly. He chrono boosts out a couple more disruptors. He's kept his Colossus alive this entire game. The lack of ghosts for Bomber is what's kind of baffling my mind.
It is concerning, yes.
Whether there's the High Templar to counter with the ghosts or not, it's it's like an incredible source of AoE for the Terran. Like, you can't not make ghosts, I don't think, in late game TvP. Like, with Enhanced Shockwave, 2-3 EMPs, you hit the entire Protoss army and remove half its health.
Pretty good.
So, the lack of that's kind of confusing. Bomber, however, is going to rely on his Liberators. He's got 6, he's going to be moving on in, but he's got to be quick on the draw here because the Protoss is coming on in. The Liberator's not setting up right away. So Bomber's just going to be getting pushed away. Now the Liberators are setting up. Zoun's going to push forward. Bomber's going to have to load up into his medivac. Saves his bio. Rather slick move.
Yeah, nice move.
Bomber's now moving down to the bottom right-hand side. Zoun's anticipating this, however. And the observers for Zoun have been one of the real MVPs of this game. Just seeing where Bomber is every step of the way. Okay, Liberator's getting some good shots off, killing off a few disruptors.
His Colossus just keep burning down so much of this bio.
Look at these Liberators, though. They're actually doing work.
Yeah, they're thinning out that stalker count really nicely. The buffer disappearing here for
Stalkers are
Zoun.
pretty expensive. Is this going to work out for Bomber? Is Bomber going to win this game?
Liberators are in a great position.
I mean, this looks pretty good for Bomber. The Colossus are still alive with, let's see, 7, 14, and 19 kills respectively. Bomber's pushing on in. Zoun's going to come around, however, get on top of the Liberators, and this is not going to go well. More Liberators and Bio coming in from the rear, but yeah, the Liberators are the main component of this army, it seems, for Bomber now. He is going to be setting up more and more. Zoun can try and bounce around these. He is going to probably lose his Nexus on the left side here.
Yeah, army supply even right now. Both players working on just not huge armies at the moment. Yeah, the Liberator count just got dropped to approximately 0.
Yeah, here's the DT Chaos starting, though. Bomber losing 13 SCVs. Drops a ton of mules on this base to the left side. He's getting established, but yeah, Bomber's now down on supply. He's got DTs running amok. Scans to kill off both of the DTs, trying to dodge disruptors. Now Liberator's getting set on up. The Colossus still alive for Zoun, despite eating a lot of Liberator shots. What a game.
Absolutely fantastic back and forth here. Now Bomber a bit on the defensive as Zoun ranging around with his army. Double expanding at the moment, making more disruptors. Those were pretty well earlier.
Orbital command of Bomber is going to be getting targeted. Turret's hitting one of the Colossus. It does actually get killed off. Liberator's just flying over this army, chasing away the Colossus. Now they get set on up, fire up a few shots. Bomber loses 10 SCVs in the process of this, though. And he is down to 55 workers. Zoun has reestablished his base on the left side, and he's got an even further left base set up, so his economy is doing quite alright compared to Bomber, but he's down on supply by a rather large margin. Zoun is making this game scrappy with his disruptors still firing out, but Bomber's usage of the Liberators is actually really good. Oh, Liberators find the Prism. That's really good. It's got speed, but oh, no!
That is so many Liberators. Ah, the Planetary gets taken down. DT's doing their dirty, dirty work. Tacking on down. Bomber Deep. Oh, nice. Depowering. Nope, not depowering the overcharged shield battery, but
DT's working on in scan being used to clean those up. Bomber is hitting his base in the bottom left. In comes Zoun. Where's the Liberators for Bomber? The answer is they're not in position for this fight. Bomber's going to take the engagement regardless without the Liberators, but eating big disruptor shots. He's now lost multiple bases. His economy is falling into a state of disarray, and this is where all of a sudden the game can slip away from Terran as the DTs are just starting to cause the chaos.
Yeah, 25, 26 SCVs have gone down now. It's 35 remaining for Bomber, and yes, mules are good, but you can't just be deleting SCVs like this.
Yeah,
although this is a problem.
Yeah, going to be losing his last real mining base. I guess he's got this one further on the left, but besides that, he's not mining at all. So Bomber's basically all in at this point. He does finish off that base to the right-hand side, but Zoun's got all these other locations. He's got all the time in the world now, really, as long as he, just takes his time. Disruptor's firing at Nova's.
Oh, gosh.
Is going to fall. I think Bomber has let this one slip away from him.
Yeah, this rampage that Zoun has been on that started with DTs is just continuing apace. Bomber's income is literally 0 minerals at the moment. His army supply is at 124. He's a pretty big, scary army, but he doesn't really have enough to deal with the Colossus at the moment. Only a couple Liberators in the mix. Trying to use the high ground to his advantage while he's attacking down to the south at the same time. He does take down another Nexus. He's making some slow progress here.
Slow progress, but as you said, Bomber's not mining at all. A big problem he has too is a lack of scans, and he does tap out against Zoun. Not able to get enough damage done. As, well played by Zoun. Able to close it out.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, the games we've seen from Zoun, a lot of it has been kind of